Hey Covenant, my name is Patrick Griffey, the Associate Director of Discipleship, and this is Wednesday Rewind. This past Sunday, Pastor Darren continued our series, Signs and Wonders, and looking at Jesus' second miracle in the Gospel of John. In this scene, we see a father, an authority, coming to meet Jesus. He travels over 10 hours, according to our estimates, in the distance in order to get to Jesus because he has the faith that Jesus can heal his son. And we see this incredible story play out, and that the father receives what Jesus says, like, hey, your son has been healed. He turns around, heads back home, and as he is halfway there, we see a servant meet him and say, at exactly the time that we decipher that Jesus was speaking to his father, his son is healed. Now for me, that story was a little challenging. I have talked before about kind of my dealing with anxiety before. I would like to think certainly my 12 years of working for the church and my discipleship-minded mind, if that makes sense, that I have a very strong faith. Anytime I've done like a spiritual gifts inventory, faith is one of my highest ones. But I think still, with that anxiety, I'd have been like, should I be checking in with Jesus? Are we sure? Are we sure that he's healed? We see immediately the father and the servant leave at the same time when the son is healed, and they meet in the middle with the great news that Jesus' miracle has been performed. Now for me, I think I'd be a little stressed, like, hey, Jesus, is this really done? Like, can you come with me? Can you just take the journey alongside me to make sure that my son is healed? And so when thinking about that message and maybe processing my own lack of faith, I want to read a similar story, a similar passage from Mark. And this is a father who comes to Jesus to ask for his son to be healed as well, but it goes a little differently. We're going to read from Mark 9, verses 14 through 24. When they came to the other disciples, they saw a large crowd around them and the teachers of the law arguing with them. As soon as all the people saw Jesus, they were overwhelmed with wonder and ran to greet him. "What are you arguing with them about?" he asked. A man in the crowd answered, "Teacher, I brought you my son, who is possessed by a spirit that has robbed him of speech. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. I asked your disciples to drive out the spirit, but they could not." "You unbelieving generation," Jesus replied, "how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy to me." So they brought him. When the spirit saw Jesus, it immediately threw the boy into a convulsion. He fell to the ground and rolled around, foaming at the mouth. Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has he been like this?" "From childhood," he answered. "It has often thrown him into fire or water to kill him. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." "If you can," said Jesus, "everything is possible for one who believes." Immediately the boy's father exclaimed, "I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief." I think that's the story that really stuck in my mind as we read this incredible passage from John where Jesus heals this son from a distance. His father has come 10 hours down the road to meet Jesus, and he just says, "I know that you can heal my son. Please heal my son." And then he goes about his way. He believes that what Jesus has done, or what he has said he has done, has been accomplished. We see in this passage in Mark that this father struggles a little bit. He's like, "If you can heal him, please do it." And Jesus says, "If I can." But the powerful words that we get from this passage are from this father, and he says, "Help me in my unbelief." That is my prayer for myself. That is my prayer for you as we continue in this series, that God would help us in our unbelief, that we would come more and more in the likeness of Christ through the beautiful sanctifying grace that he provides us each and every day, that he would help us in our unbelief as we grow more and more in his likeness. Join us this Sunday as we continue in our series, Signs and Wonders, by looking at Jesus healing on the Sabbath.